Hey, what's going on? This is Jason coming in today. I'm here to talk about the why. How the why can drive you. The reason why I want to talk about this subject is because it's just made to be so much of a big deal within the concept of being an entrepreneur and starting your own business and coming from a strong why and how it can push you to where you're trying to go. And see, for me, for example, I've always struggled with I guess trying to figure out my why, trying to find out what my why was. I don't have any kids. I don't have a significant other or anything like that. All I have is my family, and so my why was kind of derived around my family, but it just seemed kind of empty. And not that I don't love or care about my family or anything like that. It just seemed like it was lacking something or was missing something, and it wasn't that it wasn't. I didn't have any drive behind what I was doing because I was very driven, and my first efforts in this industry of network marketing were spent with nights of being on the phone and being very dedicated to what I was trying to do and being dedicated and learning and trying to recondition my soul so that or say my blueprint, my internal blueprint on my inside game, so that I can have a different outcome because your outside outcome is determined on what kind of person you are inside and what you're projecting out to the world. So I'm from there. I'm coming from a space of corporate world, right? Basically, right, where I've been in the corporate world for years, and I've managed people. I've been in a leadership position. Ran open, closed stores and buildings, and open buildings, and did everything you can do within the confines of that corporate type environment. So, but it's different from when you're expecting a check to when you in this world of you really have to work to get what you want, right? It's a totally different aspect, and I see why a lot of people kind of give up upon what they're doing, but you really have to be driven to see the other side of the mountain, to see your vision and be able to cast your vision out to the world and see your end result in mind, right? So your why, and that's a part of your why. So in this journey of for me is total submersion in personal development and trying to change some of the mental capabilities that was going on for me from before, right? Because you kind of reborn as a person. It's kind of like in a rebirth, right? And so in this journey I've been on, right? I ran into a mentor, and my first mentor said your why should make you cry, and we talked about it. It just seemed empty. It didn't stick to me, and in my efforts were kind of I just wasn't getting the results that I wanted, and I couldn't get people to listen to me, and I was calling people and setting appointments and going through all these different mental capabilities about it, right? And if it works for somebody else, it has to work for you, but you have to figure out what your way is in making that work for you, right? So I struggled in the beginning like most do. I didn't have a lot of success with basically getting sales and converting people over. Well, I think it's kind of two things, right? I couldn't pinpoint my why, and then another thing is I just wasn't at that level yet to attract the right people to me, to my business. And then the training was kind of flawed too. I think a lot of marketers get caught up with oh, hey, you're my friend, so you should do me a favor, you should buy my business. Well, it isn't necessarily that easy. I think there has to be a shift in thinking there, where you maybe you just relate yourself to that person, and you speak of your own struggles. Me personally, I've been through my personal struggles, and I am not the person I am today when I started on this personal development type journey. And so my relationship to people was a lot different also. I'm totally not the same person I was before. I'm unemployable now. I can't, for me to get a job was like, this is a job, what's that, But in this journey, I had a kind of, I struggled and I struggled and I struggled, and the training was terrible, and they have you just kind of going out wandering around and talking to people. I still get hit up on Facebook today. There's people on Facebook and just, hey, how you doing, and trying to recruit me into a business. I'm like, well, okay, you're going about it all wrong. right? You have to find the people who want to talk to you, right? You have to go out and find the people who are interested in what you have to say, and then you have to speak to them, you know. But that's another day for another hangout and another video. But today I'm going to talk about why. So in this journey, you know, my original why was, you know, hey, to take care of, you know, myself and my future family, so I could have time, freedom to travel at will, and which still resonates with me a lot, and to give the best to my future wife. Also, that my parents just retired, so to aid my parents in the retirement, right, and just kind of change the financial outcome of my family, right, and you know, and that was cool, right, but I mean, you know, I think that's with a lot of people. I think it's kind of vague. It's not a deep core desire. You know, it's some ways, yeah, you know, but I don't know. It was missing something for me. It was missing something for me, you know. And so I ran into this book. It's called Start with Why, and he chronicled by Simon Shrink, I think his name is his last name, and he, you know, talked about the why, but it was not necessarily, you know, your why. We all have a why we get up in the morning, why we do things. But his was a business type why. You know, if you look at Apple, and they wanted to kind of do things differently and break the mold, right? Their why was a little bit different. Look at another company. If you compare Apple with Dell, right? Dell is a good product, but Dell talks about future benefits. They don't talk about their why. If you look at you know, the Wright brothers, when they when they first flew, right? They were actually up against another competitor who had more money, had more influence, had more people around him to make it work, and he couldn't make it work because his why was all wrong. His why was about the money and about the fame, where the Wright brothers is more of a passionate type why. It was more of them doing it, you know, I guess for them, you know, and when the Wright brothers actually, you know, got the plane to fly, the other group, once that happened, they stopped. They didn't even proceed any further. They gave up because the prestige wasn't what it was. So first off, I like to say, if your why is about money, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall flat in your face because money is, it's just money. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just an exchange of value. Now, I like the money and I take the money because it does aid in living a better life. But you know, it's kind of superficial. I mean, it doesn't really mean or represent anything. You know, so after I went through this book, I thought to myself, I go, okay, actually, I why'd the shit out of myself. I why, you know, and of course, what resonated with me was sort of the lifetime freedom thing. I want to be able to go out and on the drop of a dime leave and live in, say, Paris for 3 months if I want to do something like that. You know, that's what I'm building my business up to be, that, right? I want to be able to give back to my family, right? But you know, my business wise completely different. You know, it's one, I think there's a big misconception in this world of network marketing. I think the training is horrible. I think that there's a big gap to where we can move people from a starting position and get them proper training so they can proceed forward, right? And I love the way my thoughts and my mind is transformed. I like to transform people. I like to bring change to people's lives. And you can do that in this industry too. If you're at a point to where, you know, we all go through challenges and just life, basically, right? I mean, I still have, to this day, have my share of challenges, you know, and stuff that you have to overcome and defeat. And that's what I want. I'm wearing the shirt today. You know, Transformers, right? I want to help transform people's life. Like if they really want change, change is simple. It starts with a decision, right? But I want, you know, and it's create a new standard in this industry, right? It's creating a new standard of training, development, and just know-how, so that it's not. I think it's the best industry in the world, but it's looked on with a frown eye because the way it's presented to a lot of people rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I think if it was presented correctly, it wouldn't rub those people the wrong way. And that just comes with education. And my education was get a list. Get a list of your top friends. Get a list. Get a list. Get a list. Well, why am I going to bug my friends with trying to join my business when they're not looking to join a business? They feel, okay, I was in a coffee company to begin with, right? And I was sending out samples, which are basically leading magnets, right? Sending out samples, and my wife said, well, I can just go to the store and buy coffee. Why am I going to buy coffee from you? Well, because you're my friend. Yeah. What added or meaning is it to that? And that's when, if you have a strong company why, it changed that. So, and they kind of build upon each other. So you start with the why, and in the book, Simon Shrink talks about the golden circle, he calls it, where in the middle you have your why, and then you have your what, your how, and then you have your what it is, right? Okay, so you start with your why. If you look at Apple, in their commercials, they just kind of go over. They don't really show the product. They show the product at the very end. Nike is the same way too, right? Nike is just do it. And that resonates because it's simple. It's just do it. Just go out there and do it. Then they'll show this pair of Jordans at the end. You're going to spend $200 for, right? Because their marketing is just incredible. So let me get a drink of coffee. It's about just noon in California. So there is just do it. And then outside of your why, for me, for example, it's to create a new standard and to change lives, right? To transform people's life, right? And this is how it kind of go together. If you get in the home-based industry, you can get to a franchise. It costs you thousands of millions of dollars to say try to start McDonald's or a Starbucks, right? If you get into a home-based franchise, you're going to spend between $3,000 and $5,000, if not that much money to get involved. And then you got to have the education behind that. Well, a lot of within this realm is personal development and personal transformation, and seeing yourself where you are, but also seeing yourself where you can be. And if you have good leaders in your company, you see their passion and how they live their lives based on their business. And it's like the Kiyosaki effect, right? Robert Kiyosaki is all about his business. His life is his business, right? He is his business. He is a celebrity status in real estate investing, right? You can create that stuff for you too if you want to transform yourself in doing that, right? I set an intent to make $100,000 in the next 90 days. Well, that intent necessarily isn't for the money. It's for the change within myself to get to that point, and also how many people can I help along the way to get to that point too. So it's never about me. It's about changing lives and creating a new standard in this industry to where you can do the same thing that I'm doing. We can run together and make this happen. That's what it's all about. And the how, the how is just the best customer experience ever. Just the best customer experience ever. You can come in my doors, you can come in my website, you can come in my webpage and just feel at home, feel peaceful, and giving of myself so that you really understand what you're doing. When you go out to the marketplace, you have everything in order to create a sale for yourself, right? That's what it's all about, right? And then it's just being innovative with a lot of things that we're doing here. I mean, there's lead magnets, capture pages. You got the hook on your capture page. You got your introduction video. You got your products. You got your services. You got to be very innovative in the way you attract people to your website, to your business, so that they can opt in to see what you have going on. It's all about, and then it's all about the personal relationship with that person after the fact too, because not everyone's going to come to your store is going to buy, but it's that touch, that personal relationship after the fact. And network marketing is just out kind of meeting somebody, having a conversation with them, and then the follow up with them and getting them over to a meeting. Well, I mean, what I like about the internet world is you can bring the meeting to the people. So it's a little bit different. It's not as evasive or in your face, And then lifestyle with freedom and fun. I travel a lot. We go to different events throughout the country. So this year I went to Ireland, Miami, of course Las Vegas. Can't forget Vegas, right? Seattle, Frisco, San Diego. So there's all these events going on that I want to see because it's going to help me in my craft and my business. So everything I do, a lot of the traveling that I do is to increase my knowledge about what's going on in my industry and what I choose what I pinpointed as what I want to achieve in my business, And then after the fact is your product line, what are you selling, you know? But if somebody is really captivated with what you're doing and how you're trying to bring change to people and change in the world, well, really what you're selling at that point is just, where can I buy it? Because it's not a direct in your face hard sale. It's just a, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah, and then go from there. This is the introduction of a series of videos I'm gonna put out. This is for people on YouTube, Google Plus, and also my email list too. And I'll have these on my website. It'll be createflowwithjason.com. Createflowwjason.com is the website. You can see different features like this and other training videos of mine that I put on. And like I said, this is the introduction of this video series that I'm going to put out for just my viewers and my subscribers who want to tune in and kind of transform themselves and transform their life and bring about real change to what they're doing. I want to bring about real change to the industry so that this field, this great field of network marketing, is looked at a little bit different. I mean, I'm developing myself into being a professional. And what other field you can come in and be a professional at any time in your life, at any age, no matter what you're doing, and work hard enough to get to the point to where you can call yourself a professional of an industry. You can't do it. To be a doctor takes years. Being a lawyer takes years. It takes a lot of skill to be a basketball player, baseball player, football player, any of that, right? And look at it this way: you're gonna stumble and you're gonna fail at some points, but it's all about having that strong enough why, having the mental muscle between your ears. I like how T.R. Vector does that, right? That mental muscle between your ears to carry you and push you beyond your limits and beyond your levels. So when you're after certain goals, set a lofty goal so that it really makes you work to get it, and put a date on that goal. And if you don't make it that date, it's all right. You can set the date back a little bit, right? But you still want to work for that. You can do it. I believe in you. This is the Why Effect video today. You guys have a great afternoon, and we'll speak soon. Bye.